Pompeii. Astonishing facts that will blow your mind. Did you know that when Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 CE, it was so powerful that some victims' brains were turned to glass? Or that we can still see 2,000-year-old food perfectly preserved on dining tables? Welcome to the real Pompeii, a city where time stopped in an instant, preserving moments both mundane and extraordinary that continue to shock researchers today. If you think you know the story of Pompeii, prepare to have your mind blown. Most people know the basics: Roman city, volcano eruption, lots of ash. But what's truly fascinating are the details that bring this ancient disaster into sharp focus. Let's start with something you probably didn't learn in history class. Pompeii was essentially the Las Vegas of ancient Rome. The city was filled with brothels. At least 25 have been identified so far. The walls are covered with explicit frescoes that would make modern visitors blush, and the streets featured phallic symbols carved into the pavement that literally pointed visitors to the nearest pleasure house. But Pompeii wasn't just about indulgence. The city showcased remarkable engineering and innovation. The Romans had a sophisticated water management system with public fountains on nearly every street corner. These weren't just practical. They were designed with beautiful sculptures that doubled as waterspouts. Even more surprising, they had fast food. Pompeii had around 150 thermopolia, ancient Roman fast food counters where busy citizens could grab a quick meal. Many still have food residue in their serving containers, allowing scientists to analyze exactly what people were eating moments before disaster struck. Now let's talk about that disaster. The eruption was far more complex than most people realize. It didn't just rain ash. Vesuvius produced a phenomenon called pyroclastic flows, superheated clouds of gas and particles that moved at speeds up to 450 miles per hour. Anyone caught in these flows died instantly, their lungs filled with ash, their bodies flash-cooked from the extreme heat. This is why we find so many victims frozen in their final moments, not trying to flee, but in positions of sleep or rest. Many Pompeians believed they could wait out the initial ashfall, not realizing the pyrolastic flow that would follow. One of the most haunting discoveries is the Garden of the Fugitives, where 13 people, including children, sought shelter in a walled garden. Their final positions, preserved as casts made from the spaces left in the hardened ash, show them covering their faces, huddled together in their final moments. Have you ever heard about the new Pompeii? In 2018, archaeologists discovered an entire neighborhood previously unexplored, complete with colorful frescoes and intricate mosaics that look as vibrant as the day they were created. This section, known as Regio 5, includes inscriptions that have actually changed what we know about when the eruption occurred, moving the date from August to October of 79 CE. If you've ever wondered what ancient Romans ate, Pompeii provides extraordinary evidence. Carbonized loaves of bread have been found in ovens, still bearing the baker's stamp. Recent analysis even found a perfectly preserved cake left in an oven, presumably being baked when disaster struck. We've even found remnants of meals on dining tables, fish, olives, and even a honey cake ready to be enjoyed before being frozen in time forever. What's particularly fascinating about Pompeii is how it reveals the humanity of the ancient world. Walls throughout the city are covered with graffiti, political slogans, advertisements, insults, and even ancient love notes. One famous inscription reads, "I made bread and had sex with a woman." Another states, "Secundus defecated here." Not so different from modern bathroom graffiti, is it? Take a moment to think about this. When you walk through Pompeii today, you're walking the exact same streets that Romans walked 2,000 years ago. Your feet touch the same stones theirs did. The ruts you see in the roads were made by their cartwheels. It's the closest thing we have to time travel. If you're enjoying these mind-blowing Pompeii facts, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more historical revelations. One of the most surprising aspects of Pompeii is how technologically advanced the Romans were. They had underfloor heating systems called hypocausts, that circulated hot air beneath floors and within walls. Many homes had running water and sophisticated drainage systems. Some wealthy homes even had glass windows, a luxury that wouldn't become common again for over 1,000 years after Pompeii's destruction. Speaking of wealth, Pompeii reveals stark contrasts in Roman society. While some lived in sprawling villas with private gardens and elaborate artwork, others occupied tiny apartments above shops where they worked. The house of the Veti belonged to two former slaves who became wealthy merchants, proving that social mobility existed even in ancient Rome. Perhaps most incredible are the ongoing discoveries. In 2020, archaeologists uncovered a thermopolium with food still in pots, including duck, goat, snails, and a paella-like dish. They even found traces of wine mixed with fava beans, which was apparently used as an ancient energy drink. And here's something truly bizarre. In 2021, researchers discovered a ceremonial chariot preserved intact. This wasn't just any chariot, but an elaborate carriage likely used in festivals and parades. It features bronze and tin decorations showing erotic scenes, making researchers believe it may have been used in marriage ceremonies or cults of Venus. Recent excavations have also revealed something tragic and touching: the remains of a man who survived the initial eruption, only to be killed by a massive stone block that crushed his upper body while he was attempting to flee. Nearby were a small bag of coins and keys, his most valuable possessions he grabbed before trying to escape. What many people don't realize is that preservation work continues to this day, and it's a race against time. Exposure to the elements, tourism, and even occasional earthquakes threaten these irreplaceable artifacts. Modern conservators use cutting-edge techniques including 3D scanning, molecular analysis, and special protective coatings to preserve what remains. Did you know Pompeii is still revealing secrets? In fact, about 1/3 of the ancient city remains unexcavated. Archaeologists deliberately leave these areas buried as a conservation strategy and as a reserve for future generations with better technology and techniques. One final mind-blowing fact. In 2015, researchers used particle accelerators to analyze the remains of Pompeii victims and discovered that many died not from suffocation or heat, but because their blood literally boiled and their skulls exploded from the extreme temperatures of the pyroclastic surge. Pompeii stands as both a testament to human ingenuity and a humbling reminder of nature's power. When you see the plaster casts of victims frozen in their final moments, a mother cradling her child, a dog straining at its chain, you're connected directly to that fateful day nearly 2,000 years ago when an entire civilization was stopped in its tracks. If you found these Pompeii facts fascinating, please hit the subscribe button for more videos that bring history to life. Share this video with someone who loves historical mysteries, and let me know in the comments which Pompeii fact surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and remember, history isn't just in books. Sometimes it's preserved in ash, waiting for us to uncover its secrets.